Now, money isn't everything when it comes to deciding on joining or staying with a company, but it is important and you should absolutely be paid fairly. Hello, it's Trisha Sitavira here, founder of Control-Alt-Delete and America's favorite career coach. If this is your first time catching one of my videos, welcome. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for all things career development and growth. And if you've been locked in, I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for coming back and joining me again. Now, I recently sent out my career growth newsletter to the Trust Trisha Tribe. And if you're not getting my newsletter, what are you waiting for? Head over to my website, trishasitamire.com, to get added to the list. But I shared about what to do if you feel like you aren't being paid fairly. Now, money isn't everything when it comes to deciding on joining or staying with a company, but it is important and you should absolutely be paid fairly. I have had several clients come to me because they say they are unhappy with their salaries. So of course we dive into it, and upon looking at it further, often they would like to be making more in terms of their base salary. And also very often they are not considering their total compensation and the costs for all of the other things outside of just your annual salary. So we come up with a plan of action to support increasing the base. We also have conversations around what benefits are important to them, because that can look different from company to company. So I wanted to create this video to share a few resources that you can use to educate yourself on compensation and how it applies to you. Now, some things to keep in mind that you may or may not be aware of, or you may not know, is that I mentioned around benefits a second ago. There are several different components to your compensation, like base salary, commission, if your role is set up that way, equity and stock, benefits, and non-monetary compensation. This could be various perks for employees, XYZ. So make sure you're taking those things into consideration when you're thinking about your compensation. 2, compensation can differ depending on where you live. A lot of people don't know that. So if you are making a certain amount of money in, let's say, Dallas, where I live, and you make that same amount in California, your situation could look drastically different. So if you're looking at roles and they're based in a specific area, take that into consideration. The next thing to consider or keep in mind is that industry can make a difference. I can't tell you the number of conversations I have had where someone says, I want to work in tech, and I can see the dollar signs in their eyes when I ask them why, but other than that, they really want nothing to do with it. And I get that. Mortgage gotta get paid, okay? So one of the resources, and you can find a link to this on my website on the resources center page, that I feel is grossly underutilized is the Bureau of Labor Statistics website. Now, be forewarned, it can be a little overwhelming, but it has a wealth of information that can be beneficial to you when benchmarking your compensation. So learning the going rate for different roles and in different industries. It has so much information. Definitely check that out. Another resource that you've likely heard of is like salary.com. There are others that are similar to this where they collect all different types of data around salary. But what I like about salary.com is you can customize your search and have it a little bit more targeted to you. And lastly, because cost of living can make a huge impact on how much of your salary you are actually keeping, nerdwallet.com can give you a better picture of what it costs to live where you are. If you're comparing, contrasting, thinking about relocating, that can be a big bonus. As for non-monetary compensation packages, some companies share what kind of benefits they offer on their website, so you can always look into that and kind of base it depending on what season of life you are in. For example, fertility benefits and tuition repayment have been benefits that several employers have added over the last several years. If that is something that you are interested in or something that you need, you may lean towards a company that has an overall maybe a little bit lower base salary or less leisurely perks, but offers you a wealth of benefits that are important to you and in line for what you're needing if that is something that you are focusing on or prioritizing. Everyone is different, so of course, do what is best for you, but I just wanted to share these resources to help you think about and understand your compensation and, to help you really have a better understanding of, are you being fairly paid? If you need to have a conversation with your hiring managers or your managers around compensation, that you are able to go with them armed with all of the information and to be able to have a well thought out conversation. So I'm wishing you continued success, and in the meantime, onward and upward.